What's up YouTube, photoshoot here, this time with a different kind of video, because as you guys can see, this is another September 2011 deck I have here. I played in the first ever Firewater monthly, and actually got into the finals with Inzektors, so I thought that I could do like a more in-depth analysis of the deck. So first, this was my list. I played Monk Inzektors. So the goal of this deck is to consistently have like Inzektor, Hornet, and Dragonfly, and you can achieve this by normal summoning Monk, discarding it, and special summoning Armageddon Knight, getting Hornet with the effect from Armageddon Knight into the grave, and then stacking Dragonfly. What you also can do is you can actually stack Dark Arm Dragon as well, and with your Lava Chain combo you instantly have 3 Darks in grave, so that was incredibly powerful. I think the deck is in a relative good spot. If it was better in September 2013, like this is my pet deck, this is one of my favorite decks of all time. And I really fell in love with this deck in 2013 because it has a really good rank matchup. But I think overall it is really good against most of the decks. Like the Fire Fist matchup is okay, but I think it is really strong against Mermaids. It's really strong against Hieratic Ruler. It also kind of beats up Gear most of the time. Like setting armor is not good against Hornet. It has some problematic matchups though, that's why I lost the final. Like it's struggles against Boojins and Infernities a bit. And the spellbook matchup is literally unplayable. So it's good though against let's say very greedy decks. Not so much against like a deck which grinds better than you and has one of the best removals, if not the best in the entire game at this point. So we start with your 1 Armageddon Knight, you summon this off with Hornet, and most of the time you would think this is a brick, like you definitely don't want to draw this, but it's not that bad to draw actually. Because even if you're drawing it without the Monk, you still get Hornet or Ladybug and Grave. Then you obviously play the Dark Arm Dragon. I don't like this card that much in some builds because it kind of screams win more, but here it's actually searchable. So in this build it's very good. Then we play like the standard Inzektor lineup, 3 Sentis, 1 Dragonfly, 1 Hornet, both of them are limited, 1 Gigamantis, 3 Ladybug. We additionally played the Inzektor Hopper as well. This is not that standard at this point because you couldn't use it first turn in 2014. But you can actually summon him off Summoner Monk as well. So even if you have Armor Knight and you had already normal set your Armor Knight, have found it in grave, you can actually special summon this out. And like that's the neat part about this deck. Even if you, as long as you have found it in grave, every Inzektor you use some creates a lot of pressure. So this card can eat up backcross as well. So this the one that would matters go through. Yeah, and then we play of course double Summoner Monk. I think this card was actually at 2 in this format. So you play like Armageddon Knight and you play Hopper mainly as targets for him. Looks kind of weird, like the level 4 card that summons level 4 monsters and like that. Many summons rank 3s, but at this point this deck is no longer that much dependent on rank 3s. Let's keep it at that. Then we play the 1 Allure. I think this is fine. Your dark count is a bit higher. Because discard really much. Then Foolish is kind of standard. I think playing 2 is important because you can grind. You actually play this deck very mid-rangey, you want to grind a lot as well, and like prepare your explosive turns. Big fan of Sword. Then 3 copies of MST. I think Inzektors is the best deck for MST. I mean, it's a good card in general, obviously. Also important to force through Phoenix Chains. But it also is an extender because the special summoning of effect of Dragonfly is not once per turn, for example. So you have the option to, after, like, for example, you normal summon this, pop something with Hornet, special summon Centipede, pop something with Centipede. Then you can equip Gigamantis and use MST. And in the loser's final against Fire King, I prepared a second turn OTK with it by normal summoning Centipede, equip Gigamantis with it, MST, search Ladybug. Then I could use the Centipede effect, search Ladybug again, and get Hornet, and had like Hornet, Dragonfly, and Dark Arm Dragon in hand. So that was nice. Yeah, it's a really good card. Then 3 copies of Duality, 2 copies of Forbidden Lands. This is a spell, of course, and also you play a bit more of back row. Like, it's really good against Fire Fist, in my opinion, and it helps you force some stuff through. Like, getting through back row is one of the main issues, probably. And then Dark Hole, Book of Moon. Like, we play standard cards. Call of the Haunted is broken in this deck. This is why you run 3. Generates most of your OTKs. 1 Bottomless, 1 Warning, 1 Torrential. Rumor Force is kind of there as a blowout trap. It was a blowout in one of the games. To Fiendish Chain to get some effective negation going. Was originally running 3, but decided to go for 2 and 1 Mirror Force, and then 3 Waboku. You could run Raw instead if you're scared of Gladiator Beast, but it was for the case that your opponent was going to summon a Mimileo, for example, and then accidentally crash with it because it needs to get rid of the Centipede. Then the side deck. So this deck loses heavily against Spellbook, so we try to side as much as possible against Spellbooks. We got 2 Crows and 2 Mistake. I actually drew this in the final match. Match game 2. This was the only game I won against Spellbooks. 2 Debunk. This is kind of here for Mermaids here for Heretic Rulers. You could side it maybe against Spellbooks if you play against a standard build with Triple Priestess, but I don't think this card is very good. Is that good? I mean, if you hit Priestess in hand, it's kind of good, but besides that, it's like a dead card. Then 1 Kaiko, 1 Thunder King. What is interesting about those 2 is that you can actually special summon them off Summoner Monk. So, for example, if you play against Spellbooks, you can actually normal summon Summoner Monk when you go first. Discard a spell, special summon Thunder King, they can play. Then Trista, which is like pseudo MST, actually main deck this in Dragon Ruler format. It's good against Fire Fist. You can chain it to Abyss Spheres, and it's like, you would think it's more situational, but you can actually use it just as much as an extender in an MST. Then 2 copies of Trap Stun against back-row heavy decks. Like the second Mirror Force I will probably take out, but it was in the side deck as well. And 3 copies of Maxi. And like Mermaids for like really greedy decks, where you can just sit a Maxi in your Babokus and just kill your opponent. And then the extra deck is pretty much set in stone. Like, it's the stand stuff. Dweller, Excitone. You don't go that much in your extra deck, as you might think. Nightmares, a cool option. Cowboy for game, jokingly. Like the Gaia, like the 5s are probably the most important thing. Like Gaia, you got the Access deck, which was better before the Sign Honor arc release, but it still can deal with like defense position Draco Sex. If they want to play a Rod Select Honor arc, you can still snatch their monster. Like Leviathan Chain is probably the most important of the extra deck cards because it's part of your main combo. Levier is in there as well, with the Allure of Darkness and like Dark Arm Dragon combos. Could have done an OTK with Levier and Dark Arm Dragon, but my opponent, I decided to not play this out. Then Engineer, when you This was more important in ruler format because they had Scarecrow where you couldn't OTK. So was like, so you could create a setup where you have Engineer and your Dragonfly still on field and it can't be destroyed. Wyvern is important for some combos where you instantly need and detach. And then yeah, Sudden Honor is in there, the double detach can be useful. Volcar is probably one of the best of the fives. Master Key Beetles in there as well. I don't know, never came up. Kinda need to protect your mistake, maybe. So it has its spot. And then yeah, Shark Fortress, I made this in the final. It's important for some OTKs. Nintaras in some matchups, so also really good. So originally I wasn't planning on playing this tournament because it was a one-day event which I could not have attended, but Lemafree changed it to in 48 hours multi-day event, so I was able to participate. Was fun though. Kind of a bummer that South Manic had to forfeit the first match against me because he was kind of sick. So I hope he got better. And yeah, hope we get more players next time. So I will link the Firewater Discord in the description. So besides September 2011, this is probably one of my favorite formats of all time. So I wanted to showcase that as well, even though my channel is mainly September 2011. So this is going to be kind of an outline of a video because it's like my favorite deck with one of the other formats I enjoy. I generally think that every format in the XYZ era is playable to some extent. Even the Baby Ruler format in 2013. So just to add that. So if you like the video, make sure to subscribe for more September 2011 content. Yeah, I mean for the future we'll probably still mainly do the September 2011 stuff, and yeah, from time to time just throw something different in. So if you like that, make sure to subscribe to the video. Until then, see you soon. Goodbye.